Here's an expanded, flowing rewrite of the full story, turned into one seamless, immersive narrative with no headings, just pure dramatic storytelling. I've smoothed out the pacing, added a touch more emotional depth and vivid details for that cinematic YouTube feel, while keeping every key moment intact. Perfect for voiceover or reading aloud. She dialed 911 the instant I taped up my first moving box. He's abandoning the rules. Darlene Pritchard shrieked into her phone, her voice piercing enough to echo off the houses 3 doors down. Within minutes, 5 police cruisers roared into my driveway like I was a fugitive. Officers fanned out across the lawn, hands hovering near their holsters, all because the homeowner, was quietly packing dishes. I stood there in the morning sun, holding a box labeled kitchen, watching Darlene, the self-appointed queen of Pinewood Grove, gesture wildly from a pristine lawn. Her oversized sunglasses flashed, her aggressive floral perfume clashed with the diesel fumes from my U-Haul, and the whole scene felt like entitlement had finally overplayed its hand. What she didn't realize, I'd already closed on every single property on her precious block. In about 20 minutes, when the officers realized she'd wasted their time over nothing, she'd learned the hard truth. She wasn't the ruler anymore. She was about to become my tenant. My name is Roland, early 50s, former software project manager. The kind of guy who actually enjoys color-coded spreadsheets and reading instruction manuals cover to cover. 2 years earlier, my wife Sarah lost her battle with cancer, and after months of rattling around our empty house in Columbus, every room heavy with memories, I needed to start over. Pinewood Grove seemed ideal. A tidy little development of 22 homes outside Indianapolis, late 90s colonials and ranches, the sort of place where you imagine kids on bikes, neighbors sharing tools, maybe a 4th of July barbecue. I bought a modest 3-bedroom ranch, moved my 76-year-old Vietnam vet dad in with me, and for the first 23 days, life smelled like fresh paint, new carpet, and possibility. Then Darlene knocked. Late 50s velour tracksuit, celebrity-level sunglasses, perfume so thick it arrived before she did. She drove a white Lexus SUV with the vanity plate Grover. She thrust a 47-page binder into my hands, the welcome packet. Grass exactly 2.5 to 3 inches. Mailbox beige, one of 8 approved shades. Holiday lights, November 25th to January 5th only. Garbage cans invisible from the street except collection day, 6 to 8 a.m. We take community standards very seriously, she said, smiling without warmth. I do weekly inspections to keep everyone compliant. That word, compliant, made my skin crawl. I was still in grief fog back then, so I nodded, paid the first absurd fine when she measured my lawn at 3.2 inches with photographic evidence, $150. Even paid the $500 hit when Pop parked his back-friendly camper in my own driveway for a week. But the neighborhood was eerily silent. No kids laughing, no fence chats, just air conditioners humming. One evening on the back deck, Pop cracked a beer and said, "Son, I didn't fight for freedom, so some clipboard Nazi could tell me where to park." Something inside me snapped. All that grief crystallized into purpose. I started digging. Over 200 violations in 18 months. Everyone fined at least twice. The Chin family forced to repaint their house twice because their beige was off-tone. People too scared to fight back. That ceramic turtle by my mailbox, 6 inches tall, hand-painted, Sarah's anniversary gift because I joked I moved through life at turtle speed, got me a $300 fine for unapproved lawn ornament. I sat in my car, staring at the notice, hands shaking. This wasn't rules anymore. It was control. Cruelty. I attended my first board meeting. In Darlene's living room, folding chairs in rows, stale coffee, her husband Vernon scribbling minutes. I raised state law about proportional fines and requested a financial audit. Darlene laughed. "We don't answer to renters." I reminded her I own my home. She spat that I should know better than to question the board. Vernon whispered as I left, "Drop it. She'll make your life hell." We've seen it happen. I filed a county FOIA for records. HOA finances were semi-public. The envelope arrived heavy. $47,000 in fines collected last year. Only $8,000 on actual improvements, the rest administrative costs. Darlene's slush fund. I knocked on doors, got the signatures for a special meeting despite curtains twitching and doors staying shut. An 80-year-old widow named Gladys signed, terrified of her bird feeder fine on fixed income. I promised to cover her next one. Word spread quietly. Porch lights left on became signals people would talk. While Darlene backdated minutes and rammed through panic rules targeting rentals, I quietly bought. First a duplex from a Texas landlord, then foreclosures, divorcing couples needing quick cash, all through LLCs, untraceable on public records. I hit 10 properties, 45% control. Darlene hired her cousin's boyfriend as a private investigator. He traced LLCs to a Delaware P.O. box and quit. She panicked, tried retroactive rules, sold off playground equipment for legal defense funds against the phantom investor. Gladys sold to me next. 2 votes, tears over tea in her kitchen. The Chins followed, tired of repainting and fines. That pushed me to 53%. I scheduled the election. Darlene still thought the buyers were separate. She sued unknown investors, burned HOA reserves on a lawyer, sent threat letters. A secret Facebook group exploded with stories. Then Mr. Chun handed me the smoking gun. Years of embezzlement, kickbacks, fraudulent liens, documented criminal. Election night, community center packed. Kate the reporter's article dropped that morning. $31,000 embezzled, kickbacks, fake liens. Darlene tried to postpone. Failed. I revealed the ownership map on the projector. I own 53%. I control this HOA. And I'm done with the tyranny. Slides of bank transfers, emails, fraud. The room erupted. Vernon walked out. Board members fled. Darlene's world collapsed in real time. I was voted president. First acts: remove her from accounts, freeze spending, void fines, fire her. She stumbled out to her Lexus, cameras rolling, nearly hitting a mailbox as she fled. The video hit millions of views. 2 weeks later, full audit confirmed over $103,000 stolen. Charges filed: embezzlement, fraud, racketeering. Darlene took a plea: 18 months prison, restitution, lifetime HOA ban. We dissolved the HOA with 86% approval. No more rules. Common areas deeded to the city as public parks. Embezzled money became Sarah's Second Chances scholarship for resilient local kids. The neighborhood came alive. Lawns wild or manicured. Holiday lights year-round. Sidewalk chalk everywhere. Kids playing, monthly potlucks. Gladys's bird feeder proudly on display. Bernard's trout-shaped mailbox. My garden with Sarah's turtle and a bench plaque. Sit, rest, grow. Neighbors use it daily. Here are some moments that capture the transformation. Here's the peaceful memorial garden I created in Sarah's honor. Her turtle watching over perennials, a quiet bench where people sit and breathe. And this is Gladys now, tending her beloved bird feeder without fear, smiling in the front yard she almost lost. The real victory? The block parties. Laughter, kids on scooters, families grilling, music spilling into the street, the sound of freedom. If you've got your own HOA nightmare, drop in the comments. We're collecting stories, maybe turning the next one into an investigation. And if this tale of one man, a spreadsheet, and a ceramic turtle taking down a tyrant fired you up, like, comment your reaction, and subscribe. Broken systems stay broken until someone decides to fix them. Sometimes that someone is you. Welcome to the new Pinewood Grove, where lawns grow wild, kids draw on sidewalks, and Karens learn that tyranny always has an expiration date. Thanks for watching HOA Stories. See you in the next wild tale. Rock it.